Alright guys, what's up? I'm finally here with the GrabNet lineup video, and I just want to say before this starts, Bonnie, please don't sue me. I planned on having this video for weeks now, so I didn't mean for this to come out literally right as he got his GrabNet lineup video done. But today I'm going through all the maps to show you guys every single one, how I throw the lineups, some really cool lineups that they're very specific to, like I made them up on my own. I really hope you guys enjoy. Again, Bonnie, please don't sue me. I promise I had this video idea for weeks and I don't mean to be copying you. But with all that, let's go ahead and start on Ascent, where we're going to be, where I have a lineup for, site and tree. And then we also have one that lands specifically on gen if you want to hit more in that area specifically. But to go ahead and start, so let's go ahead and talk about this tree one. So what you're going to be doing is all of these lamps are up in this corner. So to make it very consistent, so that way you don't have to be learning a bunch of different lineups in different places, I tried to find them all in this corner. So you're just going to be looking at this spike right here, and then you're going to be taking the middle of your HUD and putting it on the right side. And then you're going to go ahead and do the normal jump throw. And then as you guys will see, it will land roughly about in the middle of sight. It'll get behind Jin, behind Dice, a little bit in the Helm. This is really good if it's like a first round and you don't know where they're playing, or maybe they've been switching their setups a lot. This is a good one to hit all those common spots at once. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys how to hit behind Jin specifically. Okay, so same spot. You're going to be coming up to this box right here. Normally the barrier would be here. And you're going to be looking at the same spike, but on the left side of it now. And then you're going to be taking the farthest right of your HUD, like the little bars in between each of the abilities. You're going to be lining up on that left side. You're going to be using the left side of the middle bar on the left side of the spike. And then you're going to jump throw. And as you guys will see, it'll land and cover pretty much the entirety of Gen, and it'll also get a little bit in the hell if they're playing on the left side, though people do typically play on the right side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys one that lands in tree. This one is really useful because there's a lot of KO lineups that go here. I met somebody who had KJ lineups that landed in here, so it's really good for combo. It's also really good for just slowing down and stopping whoever may be in here from trying to flash out or doing anything like that. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do that now. All right guys, so for this one that is going to land in tree, I've already dropped the barrier, but all you would do is push yourself up against the barrier, and then you're going to be looking at these two little white bars right here, and you're going to be taking the middle of your sonic sensor icon and putting it on that left bar at the top. The more to the left the better, but you can go kind of in the middle, just don't go too far to the right. And then we jump throw, and as you can see, that hits all of us. And I know it does go close to the door, but as long as someone is not running into tree, I've already tested it, this will not hit them. Alright, and for my final one for the A side attacking, we're going to have the this GrabNet that lands up in heaven and pretty much covers the entirety of heaven. This is really good because a lot of people don't realize that Jet is actually pretty hard countered by Deadlock, because if you hit her with her net, her dash is about halved, so she can't go as far, and she's one of the only characters that can stop Jet from going like getting away with her dash. So I think it's pretty good to have GrabNet lineups that land in Jet spots that she's normally in. So for this one, I already have the barrier down like usual. You're going to be pushing yourself up against the barrier in this box. And then there's going to be this little antenna that pokes over the wall. You're going to be taking the right side of your HUD and putting that little lip that pokes up off the HUD on the very top of it. And then you're just going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you guys will see, it covers pretty much the entirety of heaven. And if you wanted, you could just look more to the right and it would cover the entirety of heaven. And again, I think this is really good to help with Jets that are being super oppressive with op, and just throwing this in general is pretty helpful because a lot of people do play in heaven. It can help those people that try to flash out or swing out and kill you guys. It can help you realize that they're up there because they have to remove the GrabNet, letting you guys know they're up there. And it also helps with stopping them from being able to actually swing out. But I do have one defense GrabNet lineup that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now on A. Alright, for this one, you're just going to be sitting up here, and after you get your setup ready and stuff, this is really good if you have like that person that knows like a Phoenix Molly or like a Gecko Molly lineup, or even if like a Jet just wanting to swing out, you can combine this with an Omen blind. This is a really good setup nade for your guys' team. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be sitting in this corner, and as you can see, there's this kind of open patch where you can see a lot of the sky, and you're going to see these leaves that helpfully just get darker as you look up, and there's this one really dark leaf, so it goes 1, 2, 3. You're going to look at the tip of the leaf, and you're not jumping or anything, you're just doing a normal throw. And then as you guys can see, it covers this entire area and comes out here a little bit. So this is a really good combination, as long as you remind your jet that, you know, there's those people that, like, they flash out and then jet dashes out. If you just remind your jet, like, hey, wait for my net to land. Once the net lands, then we can blind and then you'll dash out. And then I think it's actually a really good setup nade for your jet to play off of. So with all that, let's go ahead and move on to the B-Site. All right, guys. So same thing with B-Site here. All the lineups are up against this box to make it very easy for you to remember. We're going to have lineups that are on stairs, CT, and one that lands on market. And we'll also have one that lands right here in the front. So that way, again, if we can deal with those jets trying to dash away and get their free pick in the beginning. But to go ahead and start, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the stair lineup, which I think is a very helpful one because a lot of Cyphers, KJs, Sovas all like to play stair, and this can help with that a lot. So, like I said, you're going to go ahead and push yourself up in this corner. And there's these little, like, cut divots on the wall. You're going to be looking at this one, the second one down. And you're going to be taking the middle of your HUD and putting it on the right side of the divot with the right side of the little bar in the middle of your HUD. And then you're going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you guys can see, it's going to bounce down and it's going to hit all of stairs and even come up into boathouse, and it'll come down here. It's going to cover a gigantic area. All right, and now to show you guys one that lands in CT. This is kind of better if you're like late hitting B and they're on the rotate and you're just trying to catch them off guard, but it's still not a bad one if you also know that maybe jet is holding with an op back here. But most jets usually hold up pretty close because they want to get their first pick, but I don't think it hurts to know the CT one as well. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using that same divot. You're going to be using the left side of your HUD and just putting it on the same spot, but just with the left bar instead. And then you're going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you can see, it covers the entirety of CT. So even if they're just like late lurking up, or not late lurking, they're late rotating and they're up in here already, it's still going to hit them. It's going to give you information that they're there. And I think it's a very solid lineup. So let's go ahead and move on to one that's going to land on this walkout part. So that way it hits the inside. And also if they're trying to swing out, they can't swing out on you because if the grab net lands at the time, it'll catch them. All right, so to hit this little walkout, you're going to be pushing up against the corner here. You're going to be looking at the corner of this window, and you're going to be taking the far left of your HUD and putting it up on the corner, and then jump throwing. And as we follow it, you'll notice that it hits this little giraffe sign, bounces down, and it lands here. And it also does hit inside if somebody's holding this corner or if they're sitting super close to the door. I'll go ahead and throw it one more time and show you guys how it hits the inside. As you can see, if they're sitting kind of close or if they're sitting up in this corner, it will definitely hit them. But there are plenty of other versions of this that you can throw to where maybe it could hit a little further in. But yeah, that's all. That's what I got for you on this one. And now I'm going to show you guys how to hit the front so that we can get that jet if she's trying to op. All right, so for the one that's going to hit the jet that's holding with the op, again, pushing yourself up into this corner, you're going to see there's these divots on top. You're going to be looking at this one right here, and then you're going to be taking the right side of your HUD and putting it on top like this. And then you're just going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you can see, it hits me while I'm holding this angle with an op. And if Jet were to try it and dash away right now, she would get her dash halved, which would help us catch up to her. And she's also not going to be able to get away because she's still got to pull the thing off. She's going to be super slowed down. So yeah, but with all that, that's all I really have for Ascent. So let's go ahead and move on to Bind. All right, guys. So we're on Bind now. That's what I meant to say. And we're gonna be starting on A-Site. Once again, I tried to make all these lineups on this barrel so that way we can keep it as easy as possible. We're gonna have one that lands backside, one that lands on the barrel, and then we're also gonna have one that lands in the front of shower that also hits all the way over to bench. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do that now. And so what we're gonna be doing for the one that lands at the barrel, you're gonna be jumping up on the barrel, and there's this giant tower in the back. There's the yellow triangle, this dark gray triangle, and then there's this like light gray. It's not much of a triangle. It kind of bends weirdly, but anyway, you're gonna be looking at the right side of that, and then you're just gonna go ahead and jump throw. And as we follow it here, you can see that it covers the entirety of the back barrel and a little bit of the triple. So I think this one is pretty good if you just know that people are playing back there. people don't tend to play back here, but you know, you always get that one person that's just back here weirdly, and it can help your people pushing through showers as well. But one that can help you get your people push through shower even better than that one is this one right here that I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So what you're gonna be doing is jumping up on the barrel again, and you're gonna be taking the middle of your HUD, and as you can see, there's these little leaves that poke out. You're gonna be taking the middle of your HUD and slotting it right in between those leaves, and then you're going to just jump through.
No escape.
And as we follow it here, you can see it lands and it hits the entirety, the front of showers, which is really good for those people that are trying to lurk in showers and they're coming back as your team is coming through. Solid lineup. I really like this one, and I use this almost in every single bind game I do. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you this other one that hits the back of site, which is really good if your team is pushing through lamps and these people are trying to back out. This can really catch them off guard and can help your team land a pretty easy kill. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be jumping on top of this barrel, and there's these panels right here. You're going to be looking at this first panel, and there's this part that on the side that like is like a little pop out part. You're going to be looking just at this part, and then you're just going to go ahead and jump through. And as we follow it here, you can see it's going to land. And if anybody is walking out of lamps, whether they're getting brim ulted or Raze is running at them or your team is just running at them in general, this will really catch them off guard, and it's going to hit them right here. This can line you up for, again, a Raze ult coming through, a Raze nade coming through. We saw pro players that were putting Gecko Molly lineups here. It's really good for combo utility. Just make sure you tell them where the nade's landing. But that's pretty much all I have for the A-Site. So let's go ahead and move on to the B-Site. Same thing for this site here. We're going to be pushing ourselves up against this box right here, and we're going to be having lineups that land on elbow, back site, and in the cubby right here. And to start with this one that lands elbow, you're going to see that this little doorway has these little notches, and you're going to be looking at the top and to the right is the first one right there, and you're going to be taking the middle of your HUD and putting it on the bottom of that notch, and then you're going to go ahead and jump through. And as you can see, it covers the entirety of elbow. It's going to really tie in with someone who might have a omen smoke here. A lot of ciphers like to rat through here, so this can really help them not get away, and they'll be stuck here. So we can go ahead and move on to the one that lands backside. All right, so what you're going to be doing, pushing yourself up against this as usual. And you're going to be looking at these little metal sheets, and you're going to be looking at this one that sticks out the tallest besides... not that one, but this one. And then you're going to be looking at the left side of it, and you're going to be taking, in between your barrier mesh and your ults, you're going to be taking that bar in the middle and putting it on the left side, and you're just going to do a normal throw. No jump or anything.
Throwing next.
And as we follow it here, you can see it's going to cover the entirety of the backside, and it'll even hit inside of the tube. So this is a very solid one. I plan on using this one a lot, to be honest with you. I literally just found it while doing this video. So yeah, and now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the cubby one. Same thing as usual, push yourself up against the wall. Instead of using the left side, we're going to be using the right side, and we're going to be taking the middle of our HUD between the sonic sensor and the barrier mesh and putting it on that corner. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw it normally. And as we follow it here, you can see it's going to bounce off the wall, and it's going to land like this, which gets the inside of tube and this cubby. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys. These are all pretty solid lineups, in my opinion. I think this one in the backside is really good. I think this elbow one is good. This cubby one is kind of because not too many people actually sit in cubby. But if you have someone that's been lurking and sitting in cubby the entire game, that can be a really good lineup to use against them. But for now, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next map, which is going to be Breeze. Though I personally don't play on Breeze, I still got some lineups for you guys. Alright, so for this first one that lands in the cubby on A, you're going to be pushing up into halls immediately. Go ahead and jump spot it, and you're going to try and lurk up your way over here. And what you're going to be doing is lining yourself up on this wire. Now, this one is very specific, but trust me, it's worth it, and this was the only way that I could do it, and I tried finding this for a long time. You're going to see that there is these tiles on the wall. There's these two, to give you a reference, you're looking for these two windows. You're going to be looking at the left one. There's going to be this line that's going up, and you're going to see that there is these two little specks that are a little bit brighter than the others. And if you look, I'll go ahead and zoom up on it, but you're going to put the bar between your barrier mesh and your ult on the left one, the left spec. They're right next to each other. Once you know where it is, it's honestly not that bad. You're going to be putting it on top, and then you're going to go ahead and jump through. And the timing is a little bit hard, but it's going to come through. It's going to come through the roof right here. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it hits the entirety of cubby. This one is really good for playing against Jet, because Jets like to hold right here, or like they like to swing out from the Viper wall and then dash out. So this is a really good Jet counter grab net. I know it's really specific, but once you see it, it's honestly not that hard. But with all that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys Lock's lineup on B, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next map, that being Icebox. So for this one, you're going to be coming over here, standing on the top of this plank, and it is going to land in the backside. This is really good for ciphers. This is really good for vipers and getting them to go away. So we're going to be looking at this cannon up here. We're going to be looking roughly in the middle and just going right above it, and then we're going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you can see, it's going to come to the back, hit the wall, and it's going to land right there. Solid lineup. I really like this one, but that's all I have for you guys on Breeze. So let's go ahead and move on to Icebox, where I actually do have a couple more to show you guys. All right, so we're on Icebox now, and we're going to be talking about B first. Once again, I think Deadlock is a great counter to jet opping. You just need to have the lineups for it. So, we're going to have a lineup that lands left side of yellow, and then we're going to have one that lands deep yellow. And we can also do one that lands on top of yellow if you have a jet that has been playing up there a lot. But for the first two, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be coming to the top of the ship that you spawn on, and you're going to be coming all the way over to the right. And again, you're going to be seeing these little notches on the wall, and you're going to line yourself up with this. Then you're going to be looking over at, I assume this is like some kind of crane. You're going to be looking at this open box right here, and you'll see this little gray strip that goes over. You're going to be taking your HUD, the middle part of it, and you're going to be putting it on the bottom part of this little gray bar. And then you're going to go ahead and jump throw. And as we follow it here, you'll see that it's going to land more to the left. This is going to hit jets that are holding already, but we do have a version that lands over to the right, so that way if they're playing more back and more safe, we can hit them as well. Okay, so same thing. You're just going to be coming over here, pushing yourself up against this wall, and instead of being on the left side, you're going to go to the right side, and you'll see this little orange part lip up just a tiny bit. You're going to be taking the middle of your HUD on the right side, and then you're just going to be jump throwing.
Throwing next.
And as we follow it, you'll see that it's going to land more in the middle of yellow instead of on the left. So this is pretty good if people are hiding back there, or you're just trying to catch the jet dashing away afterwards. But let me go ahead and show you guys one that lands on top of yellow if you got a jet that's playing on top of yellow and trying to get that quick pick towards barrage. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is same thing. You're going to be lining up against this, and instead of using this or this side, you're going to be using this gray bar, but the right side of it. And between your grab net and your sonic sensor, you're going to be taking that middle bar and putting it on the top right with the right side, and then you're going to go ahead and jump throw.
No escape.
And as we follow it, you'll see that it lands on the top of yellow, right in the middle. There's nowhere that this jet could be on yellow that it's not going to hit her. And this is really, this one is even more useful because she's going to be right out in the open. And the furthest she could maybe dash is if she's standing here, she could maybe get off yellow, but she would still have to pull the net off. So I still think this is a really good one. But with all that, let's go ahead and move into mid. All right, so if you are playing mid, if whether you're playing a default or you guys are going to be, or you're going to be lurking through mid, one really good one is if you see this tarp right above us, you're going to see these parts that poke out, and you're going to see this one with a star next to it. And the best way to get this to land is actually just aiming at the star, and I am on the lowest graphics settings, so I think this would be on the highest graphics settings as well. But you're going to be looking at that star, and then you're just going to go ahead and jump throw. And as you guys will see, it's going to land right here in the middle of boiler. And that hits the stairs down there and on top of boiler. Once again, really good for jets, really good for Sobas that might be darting down mid, really good for KJs that might be holding it. Solid lineup for you to use to lurk through mid or play through mid, anything like that. But with all that, let's move on to A, and then we will go ahead and go to Lotus. Okay, for this first one, it is very specific, but it's going to cover the entirety of site, and it's going to hit here. So I think it's really worth it to learn how to do it. You're going to be pushing yourself up into this corner, right? And you're going to see this line on the ground. Now, you're going to be taking the left side or the right side of the middle bar and putting it on the right side of that line on the ground. And then the HUD that has the throw far or the right click to short throw it, you're going to be going up until it lines up with that part of the ground. Obviously, I'll zoom on it and show you guys. And you'll know that you have it right when the bottom line of the how you want to throw it HUD is lined up with what I'm zooming on right now, and then the bar on your grab net and sonic sensor are lined up with that bar on the ground. Again, it's specific, but I feel like once you get it, it's actually pretty easy. And then you're going to go ahead and jump throw. And it's going to barely skim by, and it's going to land right here, and it's going to hit the entirety of the main site. And I actually don't think this is a bad one for post plant, because hear me out. You would never do this in 1v1, but if you're in a 2v1, it's not a bad idea to throw this nade with a Viper Molly, so that way they can't pull it off, and they're going to get hit by the Viper Molly, and they have to pull it off, and then they have to get out. So to pair it with something is very good, and I think to throw it at the beginning of the round isn't too bad as well, because you can also catch this person that's sitting in the corner. And then now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys one that is going to land on the ult orb, and one that's going to land on pipes, because so long as you crouch somebody, yes, they can still kill somebody, yes, they can still get away with a kill. However, they're stuck in this position one way or another. So I'm gonna show you guys one that lands on pipes, one that lands on orb, and then we'll be moving on to the next map, which is going to be Lotus. So what you're going to be doing to land this on pipes, and this one's not too hard compared to the other one. You're going to be pushing yourself up. Make sure you are up against the barrier in the wall and not the wall in this right here. So up against the barrier in the wall.
No heroics.
And there's this line right here. You're going to want to have your nade pulled out already. And there's the little 2 diamonds atop the throw. You're gonna be the throw icons. You're gonna be using the left one and putting the like white part of the diamond right on there, right at the bottom of it. And then you're gonna go ahead and jump throw. And if we follow it here, you'll see it's gonna bank off the top, and it's gonna hit the top of this. And yes, though it does hit here, it will hit all of this. Solid lineup, because a lot of Reynas and Jets like to push up. But with all that, I'll go ahead and show you guys this one that lands on the orb, and then we'll move on to Lotus. All right, so for this one, we're going to be coming over to this barrier again.
We forgot the spike.
Pushing ourselves up against it, and you're going to see these 2 monitors on the wall. And if I go ahead and drop the barrier, it's easier to see in game, but I'm going to drop the barrier so you guys can see it. There's these little extra bars right below the monitors. You're going to be taking the right of your HUD and putting it on the bottom left of the little bar, and then you're going to go ahead and jump throw, and it's going to bounce off the ceiling and land down, and it's going to hit pretty much the entirety of the ult orb. So this can really deny them from getting aggressive and fighting for the orb. But with all that, that's all I got for Icebox for you guys. So let's go and move on to the next map, that being Lotus. Alright, so we're now on Lotus, where I only have 3 lineups, one for C, one for B, and one for A. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this one. This is one that I have shown plenty of times before. I've done it in streams. I'm sure most people that watch this video are going to know about it. If you look at these 2 little, I don't know, like window thing, you're going to see this really dark shadow right here, and you're going to be looking at the bottom of it, and then you're just going to jump through.
Throwing net.
And you'll see it'll bounce off the wall, and it's going to come all the way out to mound. So if Jet is trying to swing, Reyna's trying to swing, anybody is literally trying to swing, they're going to get hit by the net. The only way they'll be aware of this is if they hear it coming, and they might back off, but even then, that's still gained an advantage for you. So I'll go ahead and show you guys now how to do the B one. So the B one might sound weird because how do you get a lineup in the B? Well, as you guys know, the top is open. That's usually where a lot of lineups go out of, but we're going to be sending a lineup through. It's a lineup that's going to land right here, which, not too many people play here, but it can be really useful when you're on like kind of a crappy round and you want to just push in super fast. This will hold that person from pushing in, or it'll help your team push into them and get a free gun. So what you're going to be doing is there's these little like pedals on the ground. You're going to be coming up to this one right here and having your crosshair meet the very top of it. And then you're going to see this archway right here, and you're going to be putting your HUD on the left side of it, like that. And then you're going to go ahead and jump through.
No escape. And
as we follow it here, you'll see that it's going to come through the top, and it's going to land right there like that. And as you can see, it goes a little bit into here. It can, if they hear it coming, they might sit here and wait for the nade to go down. But if they're trying to hold it down like this because they're just trying to get an easy pick, since you guys are on a crappy round, they might not expect it to hold them down, and then they're going to be stuck here. And as they're trying to pull it out or walk away, you get a very free pick, because don't forget that the grab net crouch is not the same speed as a normal crouch. It is the slowest slow in the game, if I'm not mistaken. I know it is slower than a crouch. But with all that, let's move
30
on to
seconds
the
left.
final one for Lotus,
Thrifty.
that being A. And so what you're going to be doing for A is when the barriers are up, you're going to come up here, line yourself up on the left side, push yourself up against this barrier, and you're going to see this little like thing right here. You'll see there's this thing that looks like a Minecraft stair, and you're going to be looking at this part right here, putting the middle of your HUD on it,
Bring your best.
and then you're going to go ahead and jump through.
No escape.
And as we follow it here, you'll see it's going to land right here in the middle. Once again, very good for jet ops, very good for Reyna's swinging, very good for anybody that might be hiding here or hiding here. Very solid lineup. I use this in a lot of my games. But with all that, that's all I got for Lotus. So let's go ahead and move on to Split. All right, so on Split, I'm going to have a lineup that lands in screens, one that lands in elbow, and one that lands up in ramps, which pairs very well with Raise Rocket, Raise Nade, any kind of molly, jet dashing through. Very, very good grab net for them. All you have to let them know is that they should go more to the left and not straight towards it because they might accidentally get hit by the grab net. But to go ahead and show you guys this ramps one that I am making sound really good, you're going to jump on this plant, and you're going to see this little... I don't know if it's like a vent or something kind of poking out. You're going to look at the top left of it, and you're just going to jump through.
Throwing net. No escape.
And as we follow it here, you'll see it's going to bounce off the wall, and it's going to land right here. And as you can see, it does come pretty far up. So as long as your Raise blast packs this way, or your jet jumps up here after they dash through, they shouldn't get hit by this, but it's going to cover this entire area. So anybody pushed out is going to get hit by it. And if you have any lineups that maybe come from over there or over there, will pair up very, very, very well, and will probably net you a lot of free kills. All right, and a really easy one for you that hits elbow. Any ciphers being sneaky back there, you're gonna push yourself. You're gonna line yourself up with the left side of this, push yourself all the way up against the wall. You're gonna see these little lights on this sign. You're gonna be looking at the middle of these two in the middle, and then you're gonna go ahead and jump through.
Throwing net.
And you'll see it's gonna bounce off the back wall. And it's going to cover a huge chunk of elbow and back here as well, which can help you push in against someone, like I said, a Cypher being sneaky or a Smokes player being sneaky and trying to hide. And now I'll go ahead and show you guys one that lands in screens to help with ops. All right, and to show you guys the one that lands in screens, you're going to be lining up on the left side of this orange doorway, and you're going to be looking at this like bluish part of the wall that meets, I think it's this light kind of part. You're going to be looking right here in the corner, and you're going to jump through, and it's going to land in screens. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do that now.
Throwing net.
And you guys will see that it barely just slides into the room, landing in, and it's going to cover all this, which is really good against jet and chamber. And people might think, whoa, can't chamber TP away? Once the effect is on him, the effect cannot be teleport. You can't TP out of it like a Fade Seize or anything like that. But I'll go ahead and show you guys how a lineup on B that lands backside, and then we'll move on to the final map, that being Sunset. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to push yourself up against this white trash can. And you're going to be looking at this part of the vent right here. You can see right here, there's this little sectioned off part. You're going to be taking the right side, hold on. You're going to be taking the right side of your HUD in between the barrier mesh and your ult and putting it on the bottom right of that little part I showed you. And you're going to go ahead and jump through.
Throwing net.
And as you guys can see, it's going to land backside, and it's going to cover the entirety of the backside. Once again, being a very good net for Jet, as if she peeks out here, she's only going to be able to maybe get to about there. And once she's over here, she still has to take the net off. So if you send your Jet or your Raise on him, she's most likely going to die for sure. And one little, oh wait, hold on.
30 seconds left. You're all more important than words on the brief. Look out.
All right, and one little last one. This is a really good. I've gotten so many people with it because so many people try to ego swing this. If you, I didn't mean to bring the barriers up, but if the barrier was here, you just push yourself against it, and then as the barrier goes up, you're going to run and dodge to the left like this.
No escape.
And this net is going to land, and once again, the Jet is not going to be able to dash away all the way, Raze is not going to be able to get away, and Reyna definitely isn't going to be able to get away. This is a very good net to get yourself a free kill from people who are being trying to do an ego swing. But with all that, let's go ahead and move into Sunset. All right, starting with the A side, to make it easy, I made all the lineups on this little pipe right here. So for the first one, if you want to hit the top
Over
of
there.
link, you're going to be looking at these little wood bars on the ceiling, and you're going to be looking at this one that is straight up diagonally from the window, and you're going to be looking at the bottom left of it, and you're just going to go ahead and jump through.
No escape.
And it'll bounce off the back wall and hit this entire area. This is a solid one for once the omen smoke goes down, so nobody can lurk through. This will land and hit them. Jets like to play up here sometimes, and people just like kind of come from mid. So this can hit them pretty well, and then you can throw your a wall on top of it, or if you want, you can also wall alley as usual. But I'll go ahead and show you guys one that lands backside now. All right, same thing. You're going to be lining up on this pipe, and I know not too many people play backside, but there have been times I've been pushing through, and someone is just on their way out and trying to back out because the entire team is pushing. So this can be a good one to catch those ciphers or the smoke players that are trying to run away. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at this windowsill here, and you're going to be putting your HUD on the bottom left here, using the one between your berry mesh and the annihilation ult, and you're going to go ahead and jump through. And as you can see, it lands backside. And it even goes into CT. Like I said, this is really a good one to catch people that might be trying to get out while you guys are pushing in. So this is one that I would throw immediately if you're going to be on a rush, because it'll catch, like I said, it'll catch them off guard. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you one that lands deep in elbow and one that lands close in elbow. So same thing, lining up against this. And what you're going to be doing, the one that is going to land deep in elbow, you're going to be looking at this plant right here and looking at the top of this one, and you're going to go ahead and jump through. And as we follow it, you'll see it's going to bounce off the fence. And I know about half of it kind of goes out of the map, but this is really good for anybody that might try and push up and hold you here. And then for anybody that might push up and hide in this corner, I have another lineup for. All right, and one that might catch people if they're trying to maybe play aggressive on A, or maybe you guys are coming from B back over to A and you think someone is in this corner. You push yourself up against this pipe, and you're going to be looking at not this bottom right, but where there's an open space where you can see out towards the background. You're going to be looking at the bottom right of it, and you're going to jump throw, and it's going to bounce off the windowsill, and it's going to land right here.
Throwing next.
And there you go. As you can see, it covers this entire area. So this is really good if you think somebody has pushed up. All right, so what you're going to be doing for the B-Site is really the only nade lineup that we would really want is something to hit this corner here. So we're going to be lining ourselves up on the right side here. And you're going to see right here, the middle part of this meets the roof right here. And we're going to take the right side of the bar between the barrier mesh and the ult. And we're going to go ahead and jump through.
Throwing next.
And what this is going to do is it's going to land on the stairs, but it's still going to cover a gigantic part of the site. So this is really good if a Cypher's hiding back here, or just anybody's hiding back here in general. Really good one to help us get into site and make it safe, so that way we don't have to throw it from main. All right, so that's pretty much everything I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, Bonnie, please don't sue me. I didn't mean to post this video right after you did yours. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, ever since her GrabNet got buffed, but I've been busy with streaming, video, and work, so I finally got around to do it right as your video came out. But with all that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys were able to learn something. I hope you find these GrabNets useful. Let me know down below what you guys think of them. Let me know if you guys have any other cool ones. If you guys could leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out, so that way we can turn this into a full thing. Get ready for the 2 VOD reviews we did on stream soon to be posted on my channel, where we did our first Deadlock VOD review. And with us getting very close to the end of the season, we're going to be getting a new agent soon. We'll be playing them on stream, and look forward to all kinds of new content coming. I got a whole bunch of stuff cooked up for you guys. With all that, thank you guys for tuning in as usual. Much love as always. Thank you for the support, and I will see you guys next time.